In a post on the FCC site, Pi described this latest ambition as modernizing our media ownership rules to reflect the marketplace of the present, not the past. Some of the anti-media consolidation rules that President Trump's choice to head the FCC wants to undo show their age in various ways. Others don't. And one more sweeping part of this modernization agenda is yet to come. The risk? Fewer choices for your news and entertainment that are more likely to be controlled by a giant, out-of-town conglomerate. Second, he'd dump a rule limiting the combined number of TV and radio stations a company can own in one market, then lower the barrier to one firm owning 2 TV stations. If the FCC okays it, a single company could own 2 of the top 4 broadcasters in an area. In its meeting this week, the Commission took another step to making it easier to run a station remotely. It ended the 80-year-old main studio rule requiring a radio or TV broadcaster to have a studio near its listeners. In 2014, Tribune Media, TRCO, cut loose its publishing operations, which now do business under the woeful name of Tronc, TRNC. A year later, Gannett, GCI, cut loose its broadcast division as TANA, TGNA. Schwartzman expressed more concern about the TV ownership rules, predicting that having the FCC make case-by-case judgments of new station purchases will pose no obstacle. Ajit Pai has never met a waiver he didn't like, he said. We certainly don't gain more competing viewpoints from eliminating independent voices, said Matt Wood, policy director at Free Press. Pai's regulation reduction agenda, however, doesn't stop with Thursday's announcements. The FCC is also due to revise rules about a media company's nationwide reach, last increased in 2003 to let one firm own stations that reach 39% of U.S. TV viewing households. The liberal opposition to Sinclair is easily understood. It has a history of imposing its politics on its stations. In 2004, it banned 7 ABC affiliates it owned from airing a Nightline tribute to the 500-plus U.S. soldiers who had died in Iraq by then. More recently, as comedian John Oliver lambasted in a July segment, it's moved to require its stations to air political commentary that ranges from phony to creepy. Conservative voices have also begun opposing the Sinclair merger. In a Washington Post op-ed, Newsmax Media CEO, and Trump confidant, Christopher Ruddy warned that this merger and other moves by Pai would lead to a massive consolidation of stations and homogenization of news. A group set up to oppose the Sinclair deal, the Coalition to Save Local Media, features such improbable allies as the liberal group Common Cause and the Glenn Beck-founded The Blaze News Network. Disclosure: for about a year, I wrote for a tech policy blog sponsored by another coalition member, the Computer and Communications Industry Association. All this has the makings for a tech policy debate outside the usual party lines. But will that deter Pai and his Republican allies on the FCC? The net neutrality battle, the rules remain intact, but seem increasingly likely to be voted out by the of the year, suggests that Pai is not one to let bad publicity get in the way of fulfilling a long-sought, long-advertised goal. More from Rob. Email rob@, follow him on Twitter at @RobGuerrero.